I am limitless. I have an unlimited amount of anything. Everything in my life is perfect. Welcome to your magic moon message on this moon Aries sun Cancer day. Look at this motherfucker wildin'. To come into much deeper insight around the authenticity of these statements. What's good, bro? How you doing? All right, he's definitely feeling himself right now. You need to be like him today. Just free and understanding your authenticity. And this moon Aries is going to help you understand the raw element that goes into the feeling of who you are. Welcome to the 270-degree angle completion of the sun and the moon. Okay? Do expect a lot of egos to be hurt today, as certain people are filled with so much pride and negativity that when they don't see you lose, when they don't see you be hurt by their attempts to undermine you, or at least hurt enough, it drives them crazy. It genuinely makes them sad. Like I was today years old, or it was a couple of weeks ago, where I realized there are people who hate watch. I didn't know hate watching was a thing. Like, I didn't know that it was a thing to watch someone who you hate and to hate watch them. I was completely mind blown. And that's one thing. I didn't know certain people make vision boards about watching other people fail, which is basically witchcraft, all right? Like, open admitted witchcraft. I didn't know people be having hate boners. To me, hate is just such a weak emotion. I feel like if you're going to have another person's mind, if you're going to have another person in your mind free of charge that you are willingly, consciously choosing to hate, that is just so fucking weak. And I'm not trying to hate on haters. I'm saying, I feel like if I had the time to create a vision board of everything that I want to see someone fail in and watch that motherfucker every day, I could just feel that energy into something else. But it just gives you the idea that there are people out here that are obsessed with watching you fail. And there's no greater victory against such people like that than to thrive and be authentically yourself. These people that are just so in tune to waiting to see you lose hate to see you win every time you win. And this Capricorn signature is signaling victory of the authentic development of your sincere character. This is applying this Pisces moon understanding of your belief of who you feel you are. And now we're applying this change of belief to step into this understanding of raw power and put you on the edge. So with Chiron and Aries, there are going to be insecure projections from others towards you who wish to see you operate in the box of their own understanding, who wish to see you as less than you are. And your refusal to be less than you are will piss them off to no end, because this is just another indicator that what they desperately try to see in you, which doesn't exist, doesn't fucking exist, which just points the finger back at them that they were pointing at you. And God forbid that these people should ever take any accountability. And look at you making them do so. You must be a villain. All right, sarcasm aside, this is really going to be one of those milestone transits aligned with the North Node in Aries that help you unlock more courage and confidence in the expression of yourself. And unfortunately, you can expect things to get a little bit violent in some of your cases with people whose pride won't allow them to admit they're wrong. And so they have to up the ante by threatening violence or threatening a power play, all with which you don't have to tolerate that nonsense, and you will call their bluff. as this challenges you to maintain this authenticity, even if it puts your life at risk. Because you did not come here to be anyone's bitch, all right? Compromising and being the bigger person is never a bad thing. But in many cases, you don't even have to, because this is unlocking the power you have developed to navigate through these situations. Regardless, I just passed a prestige truck, which is beautiful because that's what you're establishing and unlocking. So, Ram, so this is giving you a much more authentic understanding of the direction we're getting ready to take our psychic awareness in alignment for this new moon and this new cycle that we're going to step into. And another reason why this is very unique is with the alignment of the nodes and Chiron in sextiling Jupiter and Gemini, this is with this angelic perspective going to position this understanding of the development of your character, expanding the ideas around how you will take what's evolved around the thought process behind your beliefs and immediately be able to perceive what angle, or rather what direction, to really position yourself in. Gemini allows brevity with the expansion of Jupiter there, so you have more possibilities to work with. We also have to take into account that with Venus and Mars, or with Venus and Mercury in Cancer, the square to the moon in Aries is going to make sure what you're feeling in this authenticity of yourself is able to align with how sincerely you polish and express this, so that you can smooth around these rough edges. That being said, you may be more susceptible to reacting very much in your ego, or reacting very raw to attacks at your character, projections towards your character, and you don't want to hold that back. Especially considering how last time the moon was in Libra, the sun was in Gemini. So this hardcore pivot of perspective and the power is helping you understand at the core what original place you're coming from in order to complete the new mindsets and perspectives we put into play. That's why I started the video off with the affirmations that we already activated. Because for those of you who've been doing the work and ingraining these new mindsets into your character, into your brain, this is going to give you so much of a more raw, authentic, and original feel to move forward and see this reflected in how you move and how you behave and how you act in said character. I hope you can hear me over the wind. And that's going to be awesome. Mars is going to get closer to Uranus, and it's definitely going to establish more groundedness of action. And the whole key of this during this Cancer season is to feel in a deeper way how you're getting ready to integrate the mastery of these behaviors that integrate the mindset you've recently activated. Now, another cool thing about this North Nodal alignment is that at a greater level, in completing the harvest here, you're coming into the results of how powerful your mindset is relative to what you've done to develop it. And this is going to give you a high score of sorts in order to make sense of said realization. And with the influence of the North Node, really do a lot in its power to, in unlocking this sense of original power, give you more of a core experience of your actual power and abilities, of understanding at a deeper level what original potency and direction you can take harvested abilities and mindsets and powers. This might conclude this breakthrough arc relative to this cycle of helping you understand the identity or the origin of psychic power you're going to get ready to activate in another week. So there's a lot of discovery and rediscovery centered around coming into a very unique and powerful understanding of not only who you are, but where you're getting ready to take what you've developed, especially about yourself, up until this point. So it's definitely a very powerful day. And when you come from this more original, raw place, you want to be, this isn't the polishing of Libra or the filteredness of Libra, which we need to be filtered, right? So we can present ideas in a balanced way. You want to be unfiltered. You want to be raw. You want to be original, all right? You don't necessarily want to be too caught up on how what you're feeling looks like. That's going to come when the moon's in Libra, if anything, and we're situating a new comfort zone of balancing our originality. For now, allow yourself to really express what's coming through, and that might look ugly to you. That might seem raw. That might seem a little bit vulgar, but it's important to really, be receptive to this as you begin the complete integration of such. And the more you tap into this is going to lead to the moon in Taurus, which is going to take this original direction you're completing this psychic awareness in, and then ground more your understanding of how to strengthen this, bringing in the rewards of this career and high score. So just be mindful of the quality of actions you're taking, as this is going to provide profound insight into where you're meant to take it with the North Node, and how this is going to develop more of your character. A lot of people are just liars. Like, I hate to say that, like, there's a way people will really feel within, but they don't reflect it outwards. Like, we live in a society where people can have a problem with you, a very huge problem with you, right? But they'll never bring it to your face. They'll never talk to you about it. They could have had issues with you the entire time, but you might hear it the first time from other people because they said it behind other people's back. This is how weak a lot of people are. They don't have the courage. And then these same people will call you a coward, even though they're being cowardly. All right? So just keep that in mind. Even though they can hide physically, you're still going to pick up on the vibration of how they feel. You're still going to pick up on what's being projected to you, even if they're not conscious of it. And this is going to be a transit that breaks that down completely and really solidifies the integrity you've been walking with, to the detriment of them living the lie they've been living. And this is going to be a crushing blow to their ego. That's why you want to be careful about today. This is that type of transit where somebody tries to fight you, you stand your ground and you beat their ass in front of other people because they try to embarrass you. Now they're embarrassed and they're going into the trunk of their car to get a gun to try and shoot you when they're the one who started it. Like, it's people not accepting, the fact that, maybe what they're standing on is fake. It's bullshit. And you standing on what's real intimidated them and caused them to project their insecurity on you. And unlike maybe other people who allow them to just get away with that, you're standing on business. You're standing up for yourself. And, it's crazy how you can sometimes almost be demonized because you have the audacity to protect your own self and interests. And, this is going to be very rewarding for those of you who continue to do. This is going to break you through into that sense of victory that's going to start for you. But do expect people to be super butthurt. And if you're petty like me, do expect to rub it in, because they're weak, stupid little bitches and they wish they could, but they never can. Baby, as always.